Hi, I'm Laurie. I consider it a great privilege that I'm going to get to work with you. We are going to use a technique called Splankna, probably something that you've never experienced before, so I like to familiarize people with a little bit of the weirdisms of Splankna. Splankna, the name means the deep bowels. It's in the word biblically, but in the Greek and Hebrew. It references in several places, I think like 15 or 16 places in the word, but one of the places you might recognize is Jesus was moved with compassion. That is, Jesus was moved with Splankna. Splankna is not just a modality that looks at what you know and your conscious feeling and awareness, your conscious memory. It also addresses your subconscious. That's why I love it so much. It incorporates the idea of what God the Father did in creating us body, soul, and spirit in His image. There is not one part that doesn't affect the other. The way your session is going to look is we're going to start in prayer. We're going to muscle test for several emotions. You're going to give those to Jesus, and then we're going to close in prayer. During the giving up part, the release work, I call it, when you're giving the negative emotion to Jesus, we will also be engaging in forgiveness work. I'm going to walk through several of the unique things that we're going to do in each of those areas and those sets, just so you're not thinking, what the heck is she doing? And what does that mean? And why are we doing this? Hopefully this will make sense. I'm going to try to make it really simple. First of all, after we open in prayer, I'm going to be utilizing this card. You'll see me pick it up, look at it. You'll have your arm out 90 degrees. I'll be pressing on your wrist and asking questions of your body. How in the heck do I do that? Because your body doesn't talk, right? Well, actually, it does. What scientists found years and years ago in the 40s is that the body has a response to questions that have a yes or no preface. And it talks about things that are good for it and bad for it. For example, it was created initially and has been used for years to find out what supplements are good for you, what part of this body pain is connected to another part. Is this food good for you? Yes or no? When Sarah Thiessen, who wrote the Splankna program, began learning about muscle testing, the reason she was interested in it is she wondered if, because the Bible talks about emotions and their impact on the body, and now science is finding that emotions actually have a weight in the body, that maybe we could test for those to see if there were negative things stored in the body, in the muscle memory, which science has proved actually exists in the fascia, in the organs, in the DNA, in the tissue. The more science has been able to study things like DNA, epigenetics has brought all kinds of things to the surface. And we're now finding out that what the Bible taught us was absolutely true. Can you believe that? So emotions affect us. Anxiety weighs the heart down. A merry heart and mind is good like a medicine. Envy rots the bones. And there's a plethora of more scriptures if you're interested. But as you have your arm out, using the deltoid muscle of your arm, muscle testing can be done several different ways, but this is how we're going to do it. As you have your arm out and I'm touching your wrist, I'm going to lightly push on that and ask a question of the body. What color do we need to be in for this person? And I'll push. I'll get a color. I'll get movement in the muscle. And what emotion is there? How muscle testing works is the body reacts. There's an actual movement at a cellular level, like an electrical energy firing in the muscle, and it moves. And so I can get a yes or no, a congruent, a weak, or a strong movement in the arm, and that gives me my yes or no. So when I say your body's talking to me, that's what I mean. It's not anything weird. It's just your body's giving me a yes or no about whether we have something in there. For example, I might test for fear, and then I'll say, does fear resonate with you? And you'll either say yes or no, and then we'll move forward with giving it up to the Lord. You will also be touching places on your body called meridian points. Meridian points are an invisible energy system that the Chinese talked about for years that have now actually been proven to exist. UCLA did some special tests about 5 years ago and proved the meridian system is there. It is what chiropractic work is based on. It's what massage is based on. Acupuncture is based on it. And you're going to be touching some of those meridian systems in your head and chest region and your hands. Why would we do that? For intention, because sometimes when we're touching, like if you have a bellyache and you're like, oh, Jesus, touch my stomach, and you touch your stomach there, it actually helps bring relief. We're going to touch meridians that I tell you where the negative emotion is stored in your body. For example, if it's fear, it could be in the kidneys or bladder, and I'll say, put your hands on your kidneys, and you'll put your hands on your kidneys, or put your hands on your stomach, and you put your hands on your stomach. And then I'll have another touch point in the head point region, and those are meridian points also, and I'll say, touch your forehead. If you've got 2 hands on your kidneys, then I'll say, I need to touch your forehead. Those are the only places I'm going to touch, are head points and your wrist for doing the muscle testing. If you have more questions about that, when you meet with me, you can ask. You can also watch some of the tutorials on my website, hismosaic.com, that Sarah Thiessen has put up regarding this, if you like different language. After we have prayed and muscle tested for these emotions, you're going to be doing what I call release work. For those of you who are comfortable, you're going to close your eyes and trying to imagine Jesus or the cross or his hands or his feet, where you're going to give that emotion, let's say it's fear again, you're going to get in touch with it, you're going to feel it, and then you're going to say, here it is. You don't actually have to say a word, but you can think it, you can feel it, and you can let it go out of your body.